Evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are live with The Lobby, your pre-HGC show, where we talk about the previous games from Tuesday night and or Thursday night, if they're on Thursday night. And obviously, we talk about the games that are going to be played tonight. Tonight with me, I have a very special guest. It is the Outlaws team manager, Pandemonium. Panda, how are you tonight?
Hello, I am good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for joining me on the show. So, before we get into anything, let's talk a little bit about Outlaws. You are the manager. You've been the manager for how long now?
What is it, March now? Probably 2 months, just after the Outlaws org picked up the ex-NMD boys.
Yeah. And how's that been going for you?
Good, actually. I'm really enjoying it. When there was still NMD last year, I was kind of unofficially manager doing stuff behind the scenes in the social media. But then once they got picked up by the org wanted someone official to do all that, what I call the mum duties behind the scenes. And so, yeah, I've been doing that. And it's been really good. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, that's fantastic. Is there anything you can't talk about or don't want to talk about in regards to...
Can't think of anything right now. I guess if anything comes up, I'll just try and segue away from it. But I think we're all good.
Are we allowed to talk about the not roster change but role change with Lahal being made captain?
Sure. It wasn't really a big thing, to be honest. It wasn't. It was basically just Hiccup saying that he didn't really have the time to do the captain role that he'd been doing previously. He hadn't got any job, and just being able to play HOTS competitively was him taking up a lot of his time. And there's a lot of other stuff that captains do, and so basically Lahal was just like, I'll do it if you don't want to do it. Basically, he went around to everyone, and Gondo has a family life, Coffee's got uni, everyone was like, nah, and Lahal was like, I'll do it, guys.
It's like, I've got nothing better to do.
Pretty much.
That's my poor attempt at a British accent.
That sounded exactly like your Australian accent.
I'm sorry.
But no, yeah. So he's been doing that for the last couple, just after I became manager, actually. So it's kind of worked out though with me being manager and him being captain, because we live together. Makes it a lot easier to try and talk about team stuff than previously when I've had to like get on Discord or all of that to try and figure out Outlaws related issues.
Fair enough. I can just picture you guys having dinner, just like sitting there with like, I don't know, Macca's or KFC or something, just like chowing down on the bed, and I was just like, oh, I'm a bit stressed, and lean over. Oh, I'm the manager. Do you want me to kick coffee? I can kick coffee. It's okay. We can stop him from running down.
We actually had this talk yesterday. I was like,
oh, you had the talk about kicking coffee yesterday.
No, not kicking coffee. About
Here we go, boys. Spoilers.
About like having to do more captainy duties of, like, when you got to tell people you need to stop doing this, or we need to start doing this. He's like, I don't really know how to do it. And I'm like, I don't care. I'm manager. I'll tell me the hard things to say. I'll do it. Yeah, I don't mind.
Stop feeding or you're out.
Pretty much.
So seeing as coffee's being replaced, I can trial for Outlaws. Is that how this is going to work?
Oh yeah, we're just opening it up live for anyone. No, we're really happy with the roster that we've got now. And we'll be keeping it to the end of the season, definitely. So yep, main 5.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Anyway, so to cap off on Tuesday night we saw Premier League happen, and did you get to watch much of it yourself?
Yes, I watched most of it, actually, because Outlaws ended up being streamed the second match anyway.
Yeah.
And I always watch the Outlaws games, whether they're streamed or not. I mean, if they're not streamed, I can just sit behind Lahal and watch them anyway.
Slightly disappointing result in the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a rough one. I mean, we're happy that we were able to go 1-1 at least, that it wasn't such a clean sweep.
Yeah.
But I think, there were things that we realized afterwards, when we go over it and we look at what we've got going on, things we realize that we can improve on, that the boys will definitely be working on when they come up to the next time they verse Crimson, which I think isn't till April.
No, it shouldn't be very soon anyway, because it's the round robin. It's a double round robin, so they'll play each other. They've played each other once now, and it won't be until at least halfway through the season when they get to play each other again.
Yeah.
But I think they'll take a lot out of what they had to deal with in that game, or those 3 games rather. Um,
Yeah.
good that they did take a game though. That was good, but minor disappointment, I suppose. I actually tipped Outlaws to be number 2 this season.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Um,
Unlike others who may have tipped us further down the ranks.
Oh, like what rank do you think that you're talking about? Is it there was a 6 I saw. Hold on, let me just pull up.
Was it six? I don't have the image up. Do you
Hold
have?
on,
Do
hold
you
on.
have
Let me just
the rankings?
let me just pull it up on the TV here. I've got a TV just up in the corner over here. I'm pretty sure I have the power rankings. There they are. Oh, look at
The
that.
preseason
Ooh.
power rankings.
No, these are actually the ones from the second week. So
Oh, the before Tuesday, right?
yeah, before Tuesday. So this is the start of the week. We got these power rankings up here, and for those of you at home that can't see my little TV screen, it's if it's too small for you, let's cut to a bigger screen. Whoo, there it is. So these are the power rankings that the casters did at the start of this week, and I do happen to notice Kit Fox hasn't changed. I did have information that there was some issues with the current power rankings list, and that they may have left some from last week in there. But
Hmm.
is that a 6 I see on Outlaws under
I know.
Kit Fox?
I know. I've had a chance to talk to Kit Fox about this, about his reasoning
Yeah,
behind. Because I mean, overall, you can see that overall the general consensus is a third,
yeah.
and it's like 1, 3, 4, 3, 3, and then Kit Fox is 6. Brutal, brutal. But I think the boys saw this. I think they had a laugh about it and kind of decided that we'll use this to be like, we're not going to get a 6, we're going to get a second, a first, or whatever, and shove it in his face,
Well, it's
basically.
been a tough run so far, leading up to where you are now. I mean, you've got you had Nomia first up, straight out of the gates, straight up against the number 1 team, and it didn't look good, did it?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. When we got the schedule
Mm,
and looked at it, we realized the beginning of the premiere was going to be rough. We had basically first seed and second seed as our earliest games, and the only other game we had was Quick Match Warriors, which we won only because they had to forfeit the game. So really, the boys have only versed first seed and second seed so
oh,
far.
I mean,
So it's been rough to begin with.
yeah, I can completely understand that. Like the draw hasn't been good for you at the moment, but it should get better from here. It should get a little bit easier. Who are you guys playing tonight?
So tonight we are versing Rich Gang. That's the second match. So first match will be, I think, Aztec and Quick Match Warriors, and then
That is
second will be
correct.
on stream with Rich Gang and Outlaws.
Right. Well, we all have the VODs will be up for the Premier League games from Tuesday night at some point this week, I believe. We will get confirmation on that one. But let's talk about tonight's games quickly. Aztec versus QM Warriors. That's game 1. Players to watch. Who are you looking out for tonight in that stream game?
Probably. I mean, I'm a big fan of Aztec.
Mm,
I've got to say that I do like Aztec Warriors.
mm.
I liked them when they were GG Go Next. I still kind of like them when they were DS. But tonight, with the roster that they've got at the moment, I have to say, probably my favorite have to be the Brisbane boys, Sailor and Doubt. Doubt being the captain, Sailor being the support player. I like the things they do. I think, especially for competitive, a good support player is really the backbone of the team sometimes.
Yeah.
Your tank's meant to be engaging. Yes, the DPS is getting out the damage. But if you don't have a good support who's getting those CC at the right time, or the heals at the right time, or missing ults, it's going to be bad. And I think Sailor does a pretty good job of that as Aztec. So I'm going to be watching him tonight.
All right. Well, let's keep an eye out for Sailor. I I think that Doubt's done a great job getting the team to stay together and move on and get past this. We had Luck a Dog on Untapped on Monday night, and I'm really keen to see if he can put his money where his mouth is for this week's games. Play styles. Do you think that both of those teams have very different play styles? I've noticed that Aztec tend to play a little bit more conservatively at the moment. Rich Gang just love curb stomping. That's just what they do.
Yeah, Rich Gang's playstyle seems to be very similar to their social media gang. They're really out there and ready to basically tell everyone they're going to put them in the dirt and get aggressive and show them that they're going to try and put you in the dirt. Whether that always works out, I'm not sure. And tonight with the game versus Outlaws, I think that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. I don't know whether their aggressiveness is going to be able to catch people out if they're someone out, or if it's just going to be them going way too hard, way too heavy, and just getting punished for it.
Yeah, well, you guys like playing the hard game as well, though. Like, you don't always take a conservative approach like the Aztec game would have possibly done. But, yeah, we are talking about game 2 here, Rich Gang versus Outlaws. By the way, we jumped forward there. I didn't really transition it properly. I apologize. But yeah, so you guys do take those team fights. I mean, Icebold is aggressive as hell. We know that. He is an angry man. And if he can see a pick available, then he will take it. We all know that. How do you guys cope around that? Like,
I think it's a double-edged sword sometimes, because like you said, he's not afraid to be aggressive. If he sees something that he goes for, he's gone. He's in comms going, go for this target or this target, and he's gone. Whether or not that's always the right choice, sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. I think he's got a pretty good track record most of the time where it's good, but sometimes it might not be so good, which is just, I think, in the heat of the moment, it can be quite easy to get caught up in that. Sometimes it's a lot easier to tunnel vision like that.
Yeah, I can see that. And take your bias aside, not looking at Outlaws players, who on Rich Gang are you guys probably going to look out for the most?
That's a tricky one, because I think that tricky not just because there's been a few roster changes lately, but tricky because I feel like in the past few weeks, and even in scrims that we've had with them, sometimes certain players have popped off more than others. It hasn't really been a consistently, this player is always being crazy, we need to stop this. But I think for the most part, I'd probably be looking at probably Fesh or Jim Jam, to be honest. They're probably the ones that I would be looking at. They're the ones who, I think Fesh, I'm not sure if this is right or not, but I think Fesh tends to be the one who makes the shot calls. And so he's kind of taking, and when he is team captain, he's the one trying to take that lead. So they're probably the ones that we're looking for, who's going to be the ones to tell the team, tell Rich Gang, we're going for this, off you go. And Fesh will normally be the one taking the lead, trying to get people for that kill or for that push or whatever it is. So I'd be watching him.
Yeah, well, you saw the game with in preseason against Nekomimi where it was in Battlefield of Eternity, and it looked like it was all over for Rich Gang against Nekomimi, and Fesh just turned it around with the help of Uther.
Was that the Greymane game? When Fesh
was the Greymane game.
Okay,
just popped off and got kill after kill. He's a very aggressive style of play. I can see why you guys would look out for him. But with your team, the way you've got Gondo now as well, and he's solid in that solo lane, and you've got Icebolt on that front line as well. So with those two protecting your team, I don't see him being able to pop off too much tonight.
Yeah, well, I guess it will kind of depend on how things draft. If Fesh is going to go for those dive characters, if he's going for a tracer perhaps, and he's trying to get behind people, and those front lines with Icebolt and Gondo aren't able to get to him as quickly, he has his chance to pop off, I should say. But I mean, I guess those are kind of things that the Outlaws boys will be thinking of when they're drafting and when they're thinking of what they need to protect those DPS, the Coffee, and the Lahal in getting their damage out.
Yeah. Well, game number 1, Aztec versus QM. Who do you think's going to win that?
I'm probably gonna have to say Aztec. Yeah.
I'm going to agree with you. I want Aztec to win. I think Aztec will win. I think QM might take a game off them. So I think Aztec to win 2-1.
That's a good point, actually. I think I agree with that. It might not be those clean sweeps that we've been seeing pretty often so far. I reckon that yeah, it might be a little bit more exciting than that. We might have a little bit of give and take on both teams.
Go to game 3, get some real hype going. And
Yeah.
I mean, I was going to say take your bias aside, but you're not going to be able to, are you? Who's going to win Rich Gang versus Outlaws?
Outlaws are gonna win, of course. The Cowboys.
The Owls. Hoot, 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 hoot.
Yeah, definitely. I've got them pegged. Outlaws. I think it's gonna be a good game. I, as a spectator, no matter what team is playing, I enjoy games a lot more that aren't so clean sweep.
Yeah.
You know, although I want Outlaws, you know, just put them in the dirt and get to their core in like 8 minutes. You know, I do enjoy games where both teams are really pulling out all stops to get it. So I'm begging Outlaws for tonight, but I think Rich Gang aren't going to go down without a fight.
No. So do you think that you will 2-0 them? Or do you think it will go 2-1?
Let's see. Are we home team or away team? I think we're home.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
And we'll find out after the break. No, I have no idea.
Wait, no. I've got to get to my handy dandy manager information.
Oh, yeah.
Away team.
Ooh.
So that means Rich Gang will have first pick, and I would kind of think that they'll pick first. They pick maps. I find that a lot of teams, well, from my experience, I've seen that a lot of teams who are the home team tend to pick the map that the team's strongest on.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That makes it trickier. If Rich Gang are to get their first pick of map, that might be difficult because I know there are some maps that Outlaws feel stronger on than others. I might not say what they are right now since we're about to go into it.
Yeah. Let's not give out those inside trader secrets.
Yeah, I'm not gonna leak that, but I mean all teams have some maps that they're stronger on than others. So I'm gonna say just, you know, because go Outlaws, that we're gonna go a 2-0.
2-0.
But you know, if it's a 2-1 still with Outlaws ahead, you know, no skin off my nose. I can deal with that too.
All right. I want to have a look at the current standings. Before we talk about the current standings, I want to quickly jump back to Tuesday night. So Tuesday night, one of the biggest upset events of the evening was Downfall taking down Crimson.
Yes.
Did you get to watch that game?
I did. That was huge. That was very... I think I'm not the only person who was very... not upset, but very surprised that it came out with a clean sweep 2-0 in the favor of Downfall. Yeah.
It was unexpected to say the least. I've got the current standings up on my little TV here.
Right,
so
cool.
I don't know if you've seen the current standings. It's still early in the season.
Let me have a look.
It's definitely still early in the season, so it's hard to kind of... I don't think this is where it's going to be. I mean, especially considering we have Rich Gang at 7th.
Yeah, no.
Equal 7th with Aztec. Which is technically last. And Outlaws are currently 4th with only 1 win to their name. I definitely see that changing, especially tonight. Don't let me down, Panda.
Yeah, of course. Like I was saying before, I think the order of the matches is really important. So like we were saying before, that Outlaws had the first and second. Well, I mean, we were second, but the top 2 teams other than ourselves to verse.
Yeah.
So that kind of has skewed the curve a little bit. Where other teams may be versing lower down
slightly
teams
easier opponents.
Yeah, I don't want to say easier, but just seeding wise, you know.
Okay, yeah, lower seeded opponents. Let's go with that. You've got the standings up in front of you now.
Yeah. I'm
cool.
looking.
Well,
I'm looking at your little screen.
Let's show them to everyone else as well. So we've got Crimson currently number 1. Played 3 games. They have won 3, lost 1. That was that loss to Downfall that we just spoke of. Downfall with the 3 wins as well. 0 losses. They've only played 3 games so far. I don't believe they're playing tonight.
Not sure.
I don't believe they're playing tonight. I've only got the 2 streamed games up in front of me at the moment, sorry. Nomiya on 2 for doing 2 wins, 0 losses. Outlaws on that 1 win with 2 losses. That was against Nomiya and against Crimson. And following suit, QM Warriors on 1 win, Nekomimi on 0, Aztec on 0, and Rich Gang on 0. I'm really hoping that Aztec can turn that around tonight. I'm really hoping that Rich Gang don't, for your sake.
Yeah, thank you, for our sake. Yeah, I think looking at the stands, just having a quick look at it now, seeing that Crimson Downfall top is really interesting. I'm really interested to see how Downfall goes after that Crimson upset, because I couldn't tell if it was just a Crimson having a bad match, or if it was Downfall absolutely popping off, or maybe it was a little bit of both, and it just so worked out that they got their 2-0. So yeah, we've got 3 sitting at the bottom of the ladder at the moment. And with some rostering issues with Nekomimi, I really don't know how to give a future prediction on how that's going to go right now.
Yep.
But I think I agree with you that I'd like to see Aztec pick up a game and tonight and get their way a bit further up the ladder, and Rich Gang to stay where they are.
Nekomimi are playing tonight, I believe. I do recall that Nekomimi were playing tonight. There was... we will have a little bit of a chat about it. I don't know how much you already know, Panda, but for those of you watching at home, we're going to talk about it now. Stumpy has left Nekomimi. She's dropped Nekomimi as she's no longer Captain Nekomimi. That role has been passed on to Chriso. Chriso is now the Captain of Nekomimi. They are allowed to have a sub or potential. I think they've actually filled their roster. Yes, I have confirmation they have filled their roster.
Oh, okay.
Do
you know that roster by any chance?
I do know that roster, actually. I will hold that, though, until there is an official announcement.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
It's not my place to say, it's their place. And I think that they're going to actually do better moving forward in this season. So hopefully they will do better. Stumpy... There will be an announcement on her later on this week as well, I believe, and I will not go into that anymore. So please don't ask me any questions about that. But yeah, so just so you know, Nekomimi will be playing without Stump God tonight, and with their new player, who you may very well see tonight.
I'm looking forward to it. Even though it won't be streamed, I will be in the back behind the scenes trying to find out how the games go, what's going on. Someone let me know.
All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up now. Massive thank you, Panda, for coming on the show tonight. Really appreciate you being here. I'm sure the fans love being able to see the manager herself. And now that I've got you set up your camera, maybe we can see you stream on it with it tonight.
I said that this must have been your secret plan, because I do have a stream planned tonight after premiere, so I can't accidentally unplug my cam now. I'm gonna have to go
Oh no,
full for
accidentally unplugged. Oh no, it says that I can't use it because Skype's in use of the camera.
Oh no.
Where can they find you? That is Twitch TV/Pandemonium with a 4, an I, and a 0?
Yeah, it's Pandemonium with a couple of dumb numbers. It's my old Xbox Live name that I decided stupidly to keep, but basically,
I'm pretty sure I've got it accurate underneath you, yeah?
Yeah, you have. It's Pand4 M0N1. Just rolls off the tongue.
Definitely does, definitely does.
Yeah, you can find me as at Pandemonium everywhere, basically. Twitch, Battle.net, Twitter. I'm there. I'll copy and paste it in chat anyway, for those who don't feel like messing around with the numbers. But definitely keep me in mind.
Go give her a follow, guys. Next up, Gamester TV 1. That is where we are now. Gamester have been organising and running the HGC for Australia and the Open as well. We're going to jump over there very, very soon. Only 1 minute to go, actually, so let's wrap this up really quickly. Blizzard_ANZ is where you want to be going for that one, and I'll put that up in a second. But Gamester, please jump on their website. You can follow them on Twitch and Twitter and Facebook, and you can catch their content on YouTube as well. There is a beautiful thing that's been going on every week now. It is going to look like a massive string of numbers and stuff because I haven't actually fixed that yet. This is the Come For The Clash, a weekly series of videos both in English and Spanish highlighting results and stories of interest from both ANZ and the Copa America region leading up to the Intercontinental Clash, hosted by Vandy and Carolina. That is the link to the current episode. If you've got time to screenshot it and take it down, please do. I will just eventually get you a link to the... well, actually, I can post that in the chat. We'll post that in the chat. And last but not least, Gamester. Sorry, not we've already Gamester. We've done Game Stuff. Blizzard ANZ Twitch. This is the channel you want to be going to right now. We're going to cut to them in just a moment. But thank you, everyone else. We're going to thank you because you being able to watch this is how we get to do what we do. Without your support, without your viewing, we would just be streaming to empty screens in empty houses. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your night, and this will be us signing off.